Hey y'all, it's Coach in the Fire here. I'm looking in Zechariah chapter 14. Something, I was looking around, looking up the word tabernacles in the scripture, trying to see something I can do a class on, and this jumped out at me. Some of the consequences of not celebrating tabernacles. We know that tabernacles is a week-long mandatory feast, but here it's talking about, something that, what will happen for those who do not keep the feast. Well, let's read what it says here. Looking at Zechariah chapter 14, verse 17 says, And it shall be that whoso will not come up of all the families of the earth unto Jerusalem to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, even upon them shall be no rain. So this is like the first warning. If you know about Leviticus, I think it's Leviticus 26, where it kind of tells you about the different punishment and curses that will come up on people, and you learn that they're progressive or they compile on each other. That like the first 7 years there's one curse, and if you still don't get right, then the next 7 years will be even worse. Well, that's kind of what it's talking about here. Well, it's like the first time that we miss the holy feast, or we don't go up and worship the King in, not necessarily the old Jerusalem, but we're talking a third temple now. But he says if we don't worship the King in this manner, then we have no rain. Now look at verse 18. He says, And if the family of Egypt go not up, and come not, that have no rain, there shall be the plague, wherewith the Lord will smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Okay, so it looks like, okay, you have a period where you go without rain, for missing the Feast of Tabernacles. And still, if you go not up, if you still don't go up to the Feast of Tabernacles, he says that, will smite the heathen that come not up to the Feast of Tabernacles. Now look at verse 19. It says, This shall be the punishment of Egypt. Okay, now we understand that we live in a modern day Egypt. If you don't believe me, pull out your dollar bill and look at all the symbology on there. We're living in an Egyptian culture. It's just been, it's moved over here now. This shall be the punishment of Egypt and the punishment of all the nations that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. Yeah. All right. So there are punishments associated with this one. I can't remember, the other ones having punishments associated. Well, atonement did. Remember atonement? If you went to work, you got utterly destroyed. If you didn't afflict your soul, you got cut off. Well, this one has punishments associated with it too. Now, before I close out, let me think. Did Passover have? Yeah, Passover did. You remember you're supposed to lose your firstborn male. Also, I guess all of them have punishments associated with them. But, hey, this is the ones that are associated with tabernacles. First, you get no rain. You go through a drought. That's going to affect your food and, how you buy stuff. It's going to make it difficult, to do stuff when you have no rain. Whether you're talking about materialistic rain or spiritual rain, which happens to be blessings, and such. But then if you still don't go up, you're going to be smoked. Right there it says he's going to smite the heathen that come not up to keep the Feast of Tabernacles. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to close it out there. And guys, we're searching the scripture and uploading these videos full of this, scriptural information that we're finding as we go along. So subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of it. Hermes Academy. Love you. Power, patience, continence, and faith. We teach virtue.